Hey everybody, I'm Tristan Rogers and welcome to PS After Dark. We've got great interviews, we've got great music, we got a whole lot of interesting people. Follow me for a good time.
From beautiful Palm Springs, California, welcome to PS After Dark with your party host, Tristan Rogers. Tonight, actress and producer Nancy Valen talks about the trouble with tequila. Our musical guest, Dauzat St blows the roof off the place with their powerful vocals. With Tim Gross manning the piano bar, Griffin Wade giving cocktail tips, Kelly McQuinn giggling by the pool, Bella DeBall, and our usual cast of ne'er-do-well locals. Come on in and grab a drink. We've got a VIP table waiting just for you.
I think you've really earned this. Cheers.
Greetings and salutations.
So, who's the next celeb? I mean, they don't tell me any of this stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's a need-to-know basis.
Yeah, well, and I clearly don't need to know.
Yeah. So we got Nancy Valen on the show from Baywatch.
Yeah, you can never get past Baywatch.
I'm excited that she's going to be here to meet her. But I was looking her up, and I discovered that her birthday is the same as my wife Melissa's. It's December 14th.
What a coincidence.
I'm not that much into astrology, but I think that means that we are very compatible.
What?
Astrology.
Uh-huh.
You can't fight it.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Ouija board.
Astrology is true whether you believe it or not. That's what I've heard.
And you've lived your life this way, of course.
I'm just hoping that she likes me.
Oh, we're going to find out.
Yeah, we will find out.
Would you like me to videotape it?
I think we are videotaping this.
Wait a minute. You didn't tell me that.
I have a confession to make. I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around.
Good evening, everyone. It's PS After Dark Trivia with Bella DeBall and friends. We've got some great questions. If you get it right, you get to go have cocktails at the bar. And if you get it wrong, whoa, what's going to happen?
I'm gonna whip you.
Oh, girl. You look beautiful, Kelly.
Oh, thank you. So do you, Bella.
Oh, bless you, my child. Are you all ready for some questions?
Yes. Bring it on.
Let's see what's on the trivia board tonight. Let's start with this charming young man here. What part of Australia is Tristan from?
Gee, I want to get this wrong so I can get whipped. Queensland?
Sorry, Kelly, let him have it. Woo, harder, harder.
Oh, baby.
Did you like that as much as I did? Why do palm trees never get lonely? Because they have a lot of dates.
Oh.
Come on.
There's not enough drink in it. Nancy Valen, come on down.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Hi, Tristan.
Can I get you something to drink?
Sure.
Maybe like this glass of water here.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, sir. Well, actually, tequila is my drink of choice, but one sip and I'd be like on the floor. I'm a really cheap date.
That's a characteristic of tequila.
Do you like tequila? What is your drink of choice?
Name something.
Can I just get this out of the way? Because I'm not even gonna be able to concentrate. I'm such a fan. I'm just so starstruck right now. I can't even tell you.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
My friends and I would just pile in my car and we would just race home just to watch Cheryl Hospital. And I was just a tad crush on you.
I think you've suddenly become Tristan's favorite guest. I'm just guessing.
Well, you know, I went up for several Baywatches.
Did you get to try on the red bathing suit?
No, they didn't have one there at that particular time. But
You know, I still have one left over, so if you ever come by.
stick it in the mail. You really do?
I do. I have one. Yes, I saved
Do you ever
it.
sort of try it on for old time's sake?
I did years ago, but I haven't since. Now I'm a little scared.
Was there a fairly tough regimen of maintaining health and diet and stuff in order so you could fit into that thing?
So it was a bit scary, but I will say if anyone out there is struggling with, staying on a healthy diet, just tell them that they're Fanny is going to be on national television running, and I guarantee you they will not be breaking the protocol of their diet 1 little ounce. So yes, and I got in, really good shape. I actually think I got a little too thin. I think when I was younger, I really kind of succumbed to that whole, not feeling that comfortable in my own skin. And it was a lot of pressure for me. All those girls were absolutely stunning. So.
Well, Baywatch was such a visual thing.
Yes.
When you get into that mode or you're in competition with everybody around you.
My mama always told me to just be in competition with myself, right? Just to try to be the best that you can be. Sometimes
Good advice.
you have to, remind myself of that for sure.
Have you worked with other family members?
I have actually.
And how'd that work out?
Yeah, it was fun. I did a play with my late father-in-law, Dick Van Patten, and my brother-in-law, James Van Patten. I did The Sunshine Boys, Neil Simon's The Sunshine Boys.
Oh, great play.
I played a nurse, and I made her, gave her, like a Colombian accent. And so it was kind of fun. I did it a little bit of a different way.
I'm all about palm trees and 100 degrees. Woo.
This is the point of the night where we try to embarrass as many party guests as possible. First up is rapid fire questions, where I ask them a question and they have to give me the answer that first comes to their mind. So here we go. Michelle, why were you banned from Facebook?
Well, you would have to ask my husband about that.
Sexual inappropriation.
Of course. Of course these two would say that.
Sip, sip, hooray!
Yum.
Yeah, you did Ryan's Hope, right?
Show called Ryan's Hope, yes. And a lot of the actors there, it was filmed in New York at ABC Studios.
Right.
And we shared a studio with Loving.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah, got canceled.
Yeah.
Loving, and then Ryan's Hope subsequently after that. But yes, I think it was really good training, just to have to grind and learn those lines every day.
Nancy, I was wondering, timeline-wise, you were in a couple movies I really liked. The Heavenly Kid, I went and saw that in theaters, and Loverboy. Was that before or after you were on Ryan's Hope?
So Ryan's Hope came right after that.
Okay. So you're in those
I'm sorry. Heavenly Kid was first. So I started in South Florida. And it was wonderful to start in a smaller market, so much less competition. And I just got an agent there. I started modeling and then commercials. And I actually would go to New York during the summer and study acting there. My grandparents lived there, owned a hotel in New York. And I grew up in New York till I was 7. And then we moved to South Florida. But we'd go back every summer. And that's where I just started just doing catalog work and some commercial auditions. And then I got an agent when I got back to Florida, started going out on some things. And Miami Vice was shooting down there. It was really booming a bit at that point. So I ended up doing 2 episodes of Miami Vice. And then The Heavenly Kid came through. And I just went up for it and I got it. And I don't even know why. I remember getting a ticket on the way to the audition. I think I was 17 years old.
You got booked? You couldn't talk yourself out of that? Come on.
I got booked before I got booked on the movie. But yeah, I didn't talk myself out of it. I got a ticket and I was confident at that point, I think because I went to a performing arts high school and I thought that what we did was so much more important than anything. That's what Mildred Mulligan is her name, was the teacher there, and Joseph Capella. They were incredible. And they would just drum it into us, this is the hard work, the theater, and that what they're doing out in Hollywood and TV and film is nothing. So when I got to the audition, I just can still remember sitting in the seat being like, and he just looked at me, he said, "You don't seem nervous." I'm thinking, why do I need to be nervous with you? I do the theater. So
like that's
ignorance and confidence, right? So anyway, I got the job, and it was a great experience.
So that one fell in your lap, but then with Loverboy, there's supposed to be a whole thing where you got brought in last minute because they were trying to film with somebody else and it wasn't working out.
After that,
or
I
something?
went into New York and I booked Ryan's Hope, did that, then went out. Came out here. So I didn't know any of that. I just got a call. I went in and, Patrick Dempsey was sitting on the sofa. I read with him and he was like, "Yeah, this feels great." And the director was like, is this good? And he was like, "Yeah, good chemistry." And that was it. I just remember it just being a very simple, easy audition. I don't know what I did or why they liked it.
That's
that
rare.
Was that. So I guess a little tidbit, I don't think I've ever shared this before. A little tidbit is I hear what happened is that Patrick Dempsey's wife at the time,
He was married?
he was married to a much older woman, Rocky Parker.
It's probably the thing they hide, right?
Yes, they hid it. No one knew about it because he
Okay.
was, I think, very young, 20 years old or something. And
How old was the woman?
so she was, I thought she was old, but I guess
Everybody
she was
thinks-
just about
yeah.
45 or something. I don't
She was
know.
twice his age?
She was twice as, yes, she was
Whoa.
the mother figure, and she was a wonderful, wonderful acting coach. She helped me so much on the movie. However, it was her daughter that originally got cast in the part.
Ooh.
So I think that Rocky, but more so Patrick, was not that happy to welcome someone else and to see, but it kind of makes sense. How could that really work, right? It's really his stepdaughter would play his girlfriend.
Yeah, the love interest is
Well,
your...
weird, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
just a little.
Whatever.
A little
Okay.
strange. So I think that, it couldn't have possibly worked, So when I did, there's a show called Saved by the Bell that they've now revamped and everyone just loves, and it was so popular. I would get recognized more, hardly ever, but more from that one episode that I
such a
did
big show.
than all
Yeah.
of Baywatch, because it would play so many times. But the reason I bring it up is because that, again, Kathy Ireland was cast in the show, and she, amazingly beautiful, incredible, right? But I guess her voice was very, very small, and so for a sitcom, she couldn't project.
Right.
So that didn't work out. And again, I was a replacement.
Another thing I found out about you, and you're like, how
Yes.
did you know that? I'm not stalking you. Well, I am a little, because
I'm going to be stalking you right after this, Tim. I'm going to find out all about you.
it says that you have guest starred on 23 different series.
Really?
It sounds like a lot.
It does.
And you talked about Saved by the Bell, but I mean, that seems to me like the hardest gig. Because if you're on a series, it's a little scary for the first week, and then you just do it. But when you walk in, I mean, it must be, is it really intimidating, or is it sometimes certain shows are rough? Or
I find that it's more pressure when you are a series regular, because you have the network there, and everyone really wants to make sure you are towing the line. I mean, you've beaten out so many people for this role, and, is the show doing well? If the ratings aren't doing well, maybe they start to look at the cast. You're casting the pilot. Do they fire you before you make it to series? I felt intense pressure with that. With guest stars, I never really did, because I auditioned for the part. So I figured they like what I did, and that's that.
Yeah.
If I get offered something now, that's very scary to me.
Right, yeah.
It can be, then I get scared, like, they haven't seen what I did, where are they going to like me? The whole
That's
actor
the reason
thing.
they're offering it to you, because they have seen what you've done.
Yes, but they haven't seen what I'm doing with that specific part. So I'm in desperate need of validation.
But have you had any ones that were really weird or really awkward, or you forgot about those?
Probably have, but I try to concentrate on the positive.
Sure,
Tim.
yeah, that's the
one
whole
of the
point.
most fun one was Friends. It was
Oh,
so
I
much
would
fun
imagine,
just to
yeah.
see those actors
Well, that's
work.
a fun show to look at. So,
Right? Such a great show.
With that, you'd probably just be going, I can't believe I'm talking to this people.
You know what? It was the first season, I think.
Okay.
So,
you
I
didn't have any...
No, but I remember someone saying this is going to be, we're big. It's a big hit.
You're like, whatever.
Oh, whatever. James Burrows was directing it. He just flies into the set, gives you like this, little physical stuff and leaves. And then I have to ask the other actress, what did he say? What do I do? Here's what you do. He talks really fast. Don't worry about him. But Matthew Perry was so impressive. Everyone was so nice on the show, so welcoming. Saved by the Bell as well. Everyone was so welcoming, such a great cast. But I was so impressed with Matthew Perry because he seemed to always change up what he did. He never read his lines the same way. A lot of times in sitcoms, I've heard people, the same way. I never mastered it myself, but they seem like they have to do it a certain way. That's the only way that they can get a laugh on the line. And he would just never do anything the same way. No matter what he did, his timing was just impeccable. He was just always so funny. And if memory serves me correctly, I think that the producers asked him, when they were rewriting a scene, they would say, Matthew, can you stay? And, he, if it involved his character. So I think that his input was important as well. So that was interesting, but nothing weird that I really remember.
That you haven't blocked out.
Yeah.
So you don't live here.
I live in Sherman Oaks in Los
Have
Angeles.
you ever lived down
I've
here?
never lived down here, but it seems beautiful and just low key. My father-in-law, Dick Van Patten, got a star here.
I know, I've seen it. I've stepped on it several times. Yes,
he
like
has a
everybody
star
else.
in Hollywood, and then for him to get the star here, I'll never forget coming down with my husband. I guess I've said my husband a few times and haven't mentioned his name, Nels Van Patten. But it was a wonderful family trip. I'll never forget it, and everyone was just so kind.
Well, I think you need to kind of stay here for an extended period. I'm not suggesting you live, but there is a different vibe down here.
Totally, yeah.
And this project is one of many. And what's happening is that we're starting to develop production in our own right. And I'm, really happy to be part of that, to see stuff. There's so many good things to look at. Palm Springs has a unique look through the lens.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to dress it up. You just need to get out there and shoot it.
So what am I doing here for a week? Just lay out my itinerary. What do you suggest?
Well, you don't drink, so that's a bit of a problem.
This is the perfect place if you want to get a little tipsy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And get away with it.
Yes. Well, cheers to that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
And thank you for making the drive, because on 116 degrees, it ain't fun being outside, even if your car is air conditioned.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
Hi, my name is Mitch Hammer. And are you out with your girlfriends tonight and you want to pretend like you're still on a diet even though you know damn well you're going to go get McDonald's at 2 a.m.? Or maybe you just forgot the names of your favorite drinks because life's coming at you just a little too fast and the war was just around the corner before. Well, I have the drink for you. We like to call it the Vodka Soda. I like to start with one of my favorites, St. Petersburg vodka. Grab your ice, dunk it right on in the glass. Open up that nice can of memories. Pour it on in. Get your soda. Let's get a little tap off. Now you can tell your friends that you're totally gonna hook up with Brad later because you're being so good about everything in your diet. And hey, let's be honest, Gladys, this just tastes like a warm glass of home.
Musical act. We've got Dauzat St. which is a
terrific.
Yeah, duo, and I know them really well because they have toured with Rick Springfield, warming up for them, and so I know those guys really well, and they are awesome, and really powerful vocals and powerful songs.
I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too.
Please welcome Dauzat St.
Look around, you see the seasons are changing. Times are tough in these times that we're facing. Know at times it can feel like you're fighting alone, but I'll be here by your side on the front lines till it's done. We're in it together. Together, oh, we're in it together. We got to keep moving on. We're in it together, oh, for worse or for better. We got to keep moving on. We've got to keep moving on. All the scars we display tell a story. Battles fought in a quest to find glory. Storylines intertwined to unite us all. Scar we stand and united we're forever invincible. We're in it together. Together, oh, we're in it together. We got to keep moving on. We're in it together, oh, for worse or for better. We got to keep got to keep moving on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Beauty and the tragedy, sometimes difficult to find. So delicate the synergy, yet so cosmically aligned. I know it's getting hard to see past this monumental climb. Together we can reach the other side. Yeah, yeah, we're in it together, in it together. Oh, we're in it together. We got to keep moving on. We're in it together, in it together. Oh, but what's up for better? We got to keep moving on. We've got to keep moving on.
Well, that's PS After Dark for this evening. We've all had a great time, and thank you all very much for being here. But, you know, the party's just about to start, so don't go too far, all right? Yay!